By most accounts, Margo was accomplished. She'd been raised by a single mother in a poor but stable household. She'd never gotten in any sort of trouble, had done well in school, and went to college on an almost full scholarship. After graduation, she landed a good job with a great salary as a server engineer. Everything she was supposed to do, she did, and then some. But it didn't matter how successful she was, even though she carved out a space for herself in a field with virtually zero people that looked like her. Existentially, she would always feel like an outsider. "How do you solve for that?" she asked later that night, the alcohol slowing her words. I'd heard this rant many times before, especially when Margo was a certain kind of drunk, a dark and ponderous sort that led to slurry soliloquies. "You know, Lucas, being black in America means constantly being aware of who you are," she said, as if she'd never told me this before. She went on, "People remind you all the time that you're black, and if they don't, you'd best remind yourself." Her mind couldn't escape this conversation when she was drunk, and neither could I. "Being black means you are merely a body, a fragile body," she said. "To be black is the most terrestrial form of being, the lowest level of earthling in the eyes of other people." It was almost funny how many times I'd heard her repeat this exact phrase, talking about the black experience as if she were an alien. Margo always did love her science fiction. I knew the best thing to do was to let her keep going, but tonight, perhaps also under the influence, I pushed back. "At least you're American," I said. Maybe it was a weak attempt to get her to change direction. Maybe I just wanted her to see me as equal. "You see black people on TV, in music, in politics, in some form, every day. Asians are foreign, alien, otherworldly. We might as well be invisible." Her reaction to this surprised me. She could talk circles around me, she knew this. But Margo listened, and, in fact, envied. "Imagine that. The ability to disappear," she said. "I'd give anything for a day where I don't have to be reminded of who I am." Margo grabbed my shoulders, shook me a little. "If there was a machine that could do it, I'd change places with you right now, Lucas." As we paid the tab and got ready to leave, I knew what was coming next. I would be an Asian man, and I would move through the world unnoticed, and nobody would bother me. True friendship was drunken body swapping. People talk about algorithms like they're magic. It's easy to see why. They govern how the internet is shown to us, conjured from spells. Their methods are opaque, and yet we put our trust in them. Algorithms to answer search queries, algorithms to tell us what to buy, algorithms to show us what news matters. Even when the behavior of a service can't be explained, an errant search result, a miscalculated recommendation, we blame the algorithm. We like to point the finger at computers because they are incapable of feeling shame. But an algorithm is not that complicated. It's just a set of rules, a series of yes or no questions that a computer asks. Really simple logic that could be represented by a very long flowchart. What's impressive about an algorithm isn't its intelligence, but its speed. A search query will go through thousands, hell, maybe tens of thousands of questions in a matter of seconds. Because what do we value more, a thing done quickly or a thing done well? At the end of the day, though, we never ask about the person who wrote the algorithm. We never ask who they are or what perspective they bring to it, because we want to believe technology is neutral. No biases or fallibility should be allowed to infiltrate it, even if the authors themselves are biased and fallible. And they always are. An algorithm is just a set of rules that works in a system that works quickly and without prejudice. Thousands of processes in a matter of seconds because it has to work fast. No room for bias there, not enough time for it.